Hello and welcome. This is Faceless Opinion, and I wish to break all the rules. Welcome you back to another video. Superheroes are cool, something that I think a lot of us can agree on. Both Marvel and DC gave us a fair share of great ones. However, we aren't going to talk about any of those heroes from either companies. I want to talk about lesser known ones that would be considered obscure or niche. Something, or should I say someone, upon hearing his name will blast you with a sense of nostalgia back to a simpler time. Someone who has a very colorful and over-the-top personality that embodies the ideals of fighting for justice. Someone who has a huge physique and might possibly have a very prominent chin. Oh yes, it's all coming together. I think we all know who it is I am talking about. This mystery man is none other than the Tick! What? Who do you think I was talking about? Come on, there isn't anyone else that matches that exact description. Come on, I wish I knew what you guys were talking about. Oh my god, the Crimson Chin. Yes, how could I forget about him? Let's learn about the Crimson Chin and ask the real questions, like what are his powers, who is the man behind the chin, and is he stronger than Goku and Superman? It's time for a deep dive into Fairly Odd Parents' iconic chin-themed superhero. Now, about the Chin. He is a fictional comic book character in the world of Fairly Odd Parents, and is Timmy Turner's favorite superhero, sporting a red spandex outfit and a super elongated chin, hence his chin-based gimmick. The Crimson Chin comics will be written by a man named Elmer Marmelman, or as Timmy refers to him, as the 40-year-old guy that lives in his mom's basement. The Crimson Chin comic and character would end up making their first appearance in the Season 1 Episode 3A, Chin Up. The plot of this revolves around where Timmy unintentionally wishes the Crimson Chin was made real, and is voiced by none other than Jay Leno himself. Well, after some hijinks, Timmy would end up crippling the self-esteem of the Chin by saying that he is not real. As a result, Timmy enters the comic world to help the Chin regain his self-confidence. Even though now he has the knowledge that his entire world, way of life, and overall existence is now meaningless as he is a fictional character, and now has to struggle with the never-ending battle against existential dread. Okay, wow, I made that a lot darker than I meant to. Though, looking on the bright side, Timmy gets to visit him every now and again to help the Chin fight crime under the name Cleft, the Boy Chin Wonder. Then, that point forward, the Crimson Chin would make sporadic appearances throughout the show's rather lengthy lifespan. I won't go into detail about every single episode that he shows up in, but if I find a list, I will put it up on screen. With all the logistical stuff taken care of, let's talk about the Chin himself in his world. Who is the Crimson Chin? Where is he from? How did he come to be? What can he do? The man we know as Crimson Chin was nothing more than a simple late-night TV show host struggling to get ratings. Exactly like Jimmy Kimmel. However, instead of being named Jimmy, like other late-night hosts, our guy is named Charles Hampton Indigo. That's an interesting name. Charles Hampton Indigo. His initials spell Chin. Of course it would. Chuck would end up getting his powers when he got bitten on the chin by a radioactive celebrity. Who was this celebrity? Don't know. They never gave him a proper name. Let's pretend that was Justin Timberlake. I mean, the two look similar. Now, why did Justin Timberlake bite Chuck Indigo? Never revealed. But let's be honest, celebrities are weird and do a lot of questionable stuff. So let's just go with it. From that day onward, the Crimson Chin was born, now wearing his iconic outfit and preaching out his odd metaphors in his inspirational speeches. My favorite being...
As long as there's one smoldering ember on the barbecue of justice, you can still cook a mighty steak of victory.
He is now the protector of the city of Cincinnati, fighting off any and all evildoers. And yes, that's the name of the city he lives in. Because why would it be anything else? When he is not fighting crime or readying himself to fight crime at the Chin Cave, he is working his job as a reporter at the Daily Blavity. During his adventures, he will get a sidekick, Clef, the Boy Chin Wonder, the super persona of Timmy Turner, who is also joined by his fairy godparents, Wanda and Cosmo, who take the appearance of superhero dogs named Ace the Chin Hound and Clefto, respectively. then when Poof is born becomes Puppy Poof, though not the only allies the Chin would have, as he would work together with many others such as Crash Nebula, Mighty Mom and Dino Dad, Catman, the heroic trio of a janitor, firefighter, and milkman, to even fighting alongside alternate versions of himself from different decades. Now, it is time to talk about the powers and abilities of the Crimson Chin. He has superhuman strength, with him being able to effortlessly pick up 10,000 tons, which makes sense since we have seen him tussle and take out giant robots before. He has invulnerability with things such as gunfire, explosions, fall damage, extreme temperature, and pressure, making it ineffective against him. Even if the Chin could get injured, he has a healing factor that allows him to heal instantaneously from any wound. He has superhuman speed, stamina, reflexes, and leaping abilities, which go hand in hand with his power of flight. The Crimson Chin also has enhanced senses. His hearing is so good that he's able to hear not just from great distances, no matter where it comes from, but with amazing clarity, and can distinguish different frequencies that are not in the normal range. He has many different types of vision he can make use of, such as X-ray vision, heat vision, baggage vision, in which he is able to shoot out a beam of energy that enables him to summon his luggage where he can go on a trip of his choosing. Though his most impressive eye-based power is his power pupils, in which he can give superpowers to other people, just like he did with Timmy when he turned him into Clef, the Boy Chin Wonder. Though now that we are mentioning Timmy, he would unintentionally give the Chin a new power, and that would be self-awareness. In the episode Chin Up, where he wished him real, as a result, he is aware that he is a fictional character and in a comic book, thus making him able to break the fourth wall. Other interesting facts regarding the Chin is that he is an expert at hand-to-hand combat and is an excellent journalist. However, as powerful as the Crimson Chin can be, he does have weaknesses, one of which being Chininite, a mineral that is lethal to him. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any information about Chininite, like what it is, where it comes from, and why it does affect the Chin. All I know is that it is clearly a parody of kryptonite. If someone knows anything about this mysterious mineral, comment down below. Though, another weakness that is not as obscure is that the Chin can be affected by magic, as the Chin has had his powers wished away by Timmy on a few occasions. The first being in Chin Up, in which after he was wished to be real, he almost beat up a bunch of people at a comic book convention, leading to Timmy having to wish his powers away to stop him. Another instance of this would be in the episode The Big Superhero Wish, in which after some chicanery all the world's superheroes lost their powers, which include the Chin, which means that any character with magical prowess like other fairies could defeat the Chin, while other magical creatures such as anti-fairies, pixies, and Norm the Genie could theoretically kill the Chin, since they don't have to follow the rules. Though, just because he is weak to magic does not mean he loses any fight automatically just because someone has magic. All in all, the Crimson Chin is quite a powerful force. Now, with every hero, they are going to have a vast collection of villains that they need to face off against. The Crimson Chin is no exception, as he has a cast of evildoers he must battle to save Cincinnati from. Let's start off with the Chin's most prominent, dangerous, and reoccurring villains, and I can't think of a better starting point than the arch nemesis of the Crimson Chin, the Bronze Kneecap. Before becoming a villain, he was Ron Hambone, a famous highlight player who always ended up in third place bronze. One day, the Crimson Chin participated in a celebrity competition against him. During the match, Ron seemed to have the upper hand as he only needed one more point to finally win the first place gold trophy, until the Chin accidentally tripped him with his large chin, causing him to break his knee, which caused him to lose, and once again earned him his third place bronze trophy. Angry and wanting revenge on the Chin for ending his career, Ron melted all of his bronze trophies to create his bronze suit and became the Bronze Kneecap. His goal is to destroy the Crimson Chin as his revenge. He didn't move on with his life after the incident simply because the Chin never apologized for tripping him. He'd stop if the Chin actually did apologize, but the Chin actually refuses to do so. Wow, not gonna lie, kind of a dick move never apologizing to the guy. As the bronze kneecap, he has the ability to repel bullets off the kneecap on top of his head, hence his name. In addition to his actual kneecaps, he is able to shoot miniature bronze ram heads as projectiles, as well as being able to summon several gadgets from the mechanical knee, such as a megaphone, robotic claws, and other weapons. Next, who I would consider to be the Chin's most dangerous opponent, the Nega Chin, who is the Crimson Chin's evil counterpart from another universe. Since he is an exact doppelganger of the Chin, he will have all the same powers as him, though there is going to be one caveat to that, as Nega Chin has a power known as Nega Vision, which is the opposite of Power Pupils, where instead of giving people superpowers, he can take them away. Which was shown in the episode The Crimson Chin Meets Mighty Mom and Dino Dad, where Nega Chin used that power to render Timmy's parents powerless. As powerful as Nega Chin is, the thing that puts him above others is that he is incredibly intelligent, evident by the episode The Big Superhero Wish, where Nega Chin was able to get Timmy to unintentionally wish all superheroes to lose their powers, and not the supervillains. And in that same episode, he would travel to the real world to beat up the offer of the Crimson Chin, to make it where he could finally win. However, that never comes to be, and the Nega Chin kinda doesn't do anything after that, meaning he failed in that regard. But still, I would say that he is the most dangerous. Up next is H2 Olga, a woman made of water who can control it, and wants to sink the city of Cincinnati. She has been shown to be able to absorb water to gain more power, evident in the episode Crime Wave, where she started absorbing water from the outside world when the Crimson Chin comic was left next to a bathtub, and started to sink in, almost leading to H2 Olga to destroy page 8, where the staples were located, and destroying the comic book world, though she would be stopped by the Chin by using a hyper-absorbent diaper. Not making that up, and she would end up getting shatted on too. Gross. Another dangerous villain the Chin faces off against is Hairraiser. Originally, she was a superhero named Goldenlocks that Timmy created to give the Chin a love interest, but he would make a wish turning her into a villain because he didn't want the Crimson Chin comics to be focused on love instead of action. As Goldenlocks, she has the power to manipulate her hair, while as Hairraiser, she still maintains her hair manipulation and can control lightning. Though she would end up turning good again, she and the Chin would end up breaking up. Now, the rest of the villains I'm going to talk about from here on out, I'm going to speedrun them since they don't have that big of a role, or there's just very little info on them for a more detailed analysis. Just know that some of these villains are kind of out there. Alright, let's go. Gilded Arches. He is a former child star whose feet and legs grew when he hit puberty, while the rest of him stayed small and scrawny. He had a promising career as a movie star, but snapped when the theater stopped showing his movies. He now uses his gigantic feet to destroy every theater in Cincinnati. Titanium Toenail. He's a toenail-themed supervillain who has the ability to shoot toenail clippings which can cut through solid metal. Iron Lung is a robotic villain that can inhale and release large amounts of air. His mouth can also function as a vacuum cleaner. However, for him to use his power, he needs to inhale clean air, as he will start coughing continuously if the air he inhales is filled with smoke or dirt. Golden Gut is an evil sumo wrestler made out of solid gold who has attempted to destroy the Crimson Chin and all of Cincinnati. Copper Cranium is a cranium-themed supervillain that wears a helmet with a large skull on it and uses it to batter down walls. He uses the skull like a wrecking ball. He tried to batter down the wall of the First National Bank of Cincinnati. Brass Knuckles is a hand-to-hand combat villain who has attempted to defeat the Crimson Chin in battle. His powers are fist-related and mainly involve the power to punch through any material. It is also revealed that he does not fight girls. Spatula Woman is a villain who uses a giant spatula as a weapon. That's it. Country Boy is a big farm boy who can throw deadly pig grenades, some might call PETA. Dogzilla is a giant mechanized dog that went on a rampage across the city and required the cooperation of Catman and the Crimson Chin to defeat him. Iron Maiden is a giant robot in the form of a maid wielding a giant spiked metal broom. Uncle Cousin. Little is known about this one as we have no pictures of him, and the only proof we have of his existence is from a letter to the editor page where they mention the name Uncle Cousin, which I'm showing on screen for you to read. I have no comments for this one. Dr. Robot is a giant 60-foot tall golden and radioactive robot, though one thing that makes him different from all the other villains is that he has a transformation, known as the Body of Evil, in which he integrates the bronze kneecap, iron lung, copper cranium, Gilded Arches, and Brass Knuckles into him, while as the body of evil, he defeated the Crimson Chin, though Temmie would end up making a wish that would give the body of evil a heart of gold and turning it good. Short Fuse is an incredibly short bomb-based villain who is so hot-headed he will explode if anyone mentions the words short, small, or tiny. He mainly serves as one of the Nega-Chin's henchmen, though now that I am mentioning the Nega-Chin's henchmen, I should talk about the others, even though the following aren't really Crimson Chin villains per se, which would be Bull-E, Baby Shredder, and Dr. Croctopus, who are the villain alter egos of Francis, Vicky, and Mr. Croctor respectively. During the Big Superhero Wish, Bull-E is a humanoid bullman with super strength and is resistant to mind reading, due to his low intelligence. The Baby Shredder has razor-sharp claws and tongue that can slice and dice anything. Dr. Croctopus has 4 powerful tentacles, 3 mechanical and 1 organic, which allow him to give the ability to give 4 Fs at the same time. He is also able to blast magical blue waves of Fs and create Fs made of fire, as well as creating anti-magic bubbles, which he can use to capture and trap the Chin Hounds. It is impervious to most weaponry. One more person a part of the Nega-Chin's team is Mike, the evil living building, who is a giant sentient building with immense levels of strength, though we don't know what becomes of Mike since he kinda disappears halfway through the episode. Who knows, maybe he made a nice condo and settled down somewhere, while for the other 3 they would end up being defeated by a janitor, a fireman, and the milkman. And with that, I've covered every single villain that the Crimson Chin has faced off against in some capacity. One thing you will notice with the Chin's rogues gallery is that a fair share of them have some type of body part gimmick, which makes sense since the Chin obviously has a body part gimmick as well. Though to be frank, some of these villains are straight up weird. I mean, look at Titanium Toenail. With a face like that, I'm pretty sure he has some type of foot fetish. I mean, look at that face. Looks like he wants to suck your toes. Now, as minor as a character as the Crimson Chin is in the world of Fairly Odd Parents, I would say that he's arguably one of the most memorable aspects of it, and I feel like no one has ever done a video going into deep detail about him. Or maybe somebody has and I'm just not aware of it. Regardless, when it comes to the non-mainline heroes, I'd argue Crimson Chin is a massive standout and deserves some love and recognition. Now tell me, what do you think? Are you a fan of the Crimson Chin, or do you prefer Crash Nebula? Who is your favorite Chin villain? Do you wish he had more appearances in the show? Tell me in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, I will catch you all on the flip side.